I welcome you all in this IFM lecture. So in previous lecture, we studied the point tube settler, right? So in that we have seen that why it is necessary, why it is advanced than the primary sedimentation tank, what is its importance, and why scientists have designed such kind of sedimentation device, okay, settling device, okay. So here we saw about this. The efficiency of settling, it depends upon the Vs dash upon Vs, where Vs is nothing but surface overflow rate, right? And by using this equation, we have seen that uh, how it will increase the efficiency of sedimentation tank by increasing its surface area. जर आपण सरफेस एरिया वाढवला विदाउट इंक्रीजिंग द डेप्थ, जर फक्त सरफेस एरिया जर आपण वाढवला सेडिमेंटेशन टँकचा, तर एफिशियन्सी कशी वाढते हे आपण त्या ठिकाणी पाहिलं होतं मागच्या लेक्चरमध्ये बाय दिस फॉर्म्युला, राईट. So for this, to increase that surface area without increasing the cost of land acquisition, how it can be done? So for that purpose, the alternative method was tube settler. We have seen, and working of the tube settler also we have covered in the previous lecture, right? So this was the formula for that, finding the performance of the tube settler, right? And we started the new point, that is coagulation and flocculation. So here we have seen the introductory part of this coagulation and flocculation also. So coagulation and flocculation both are the consecutive process which occur one after the another. So for the removal of the colloidal particles from the water. Okay. So we know that we use the sedimentation tank for removal of the suspended particles, but there are many such particles which are very fine in nature, which cannot be removed from the primary sedimentation tank. Okay, they will remain in suspended condition even after kept, if the water is kept for the long period of time still. पाणी आपण किती दिवस जरी आपण तसंच ठेवलं सस्पेंडेड कंडिशन मध्ये, तरी काही पार्टिकल जे आहेत दे विल नॉट गेट सेटल बिकॉज they are stable in nature. They possess very low specific gravity, which may be compared to the water. So they will not settle by the gravity, and they will not agglomerate. Means they will not come closer to each other because they contain the same charge. Generally, it is negative charge. So we know that negative charge repel each other. So because of that, this particle never come close to each other. They will repel each other, and they will not form a flock, and they will not settle. So for that purpose, we have to go for the coagulation and flocculation. So in coagulation, what we do? In coagulation, we add some kind of coagulant chemicals in the water to neutralize the charge which is present on that suspended colloidal particles, right? And then there is agglomeration, chance of the agglomeration, it increases because of the neutralization of the charge, right? And here we have seen the colloids are of the size of 0.01 to 1 micrometer, right? And these are the examples of the colloids that we have seen in the previous lecture. And here we have seen the overall process, how it works in the total sedimentation tank, that coagulation and flocculation, okay, or we can call it as a sedimentation with coagulation, right? So in the coagulation, we have seen the types of the coagulation. In that, one of the type was sedimentation with coagulation or clarifocculation. So in this process here, once again we will repeat this process for your understanding purpose. This is the first. Why it is not working? Okay, that slate is not working properly here. Okay, see, this first compartment is the rapid mixing compartment, in which we do the addition of the coagulant here, and it is mixed rapidly. So the mixing of coagulant rapidly is done here in this compartment. Why it should be done rapidly? So in previous lecture also I have explained this, why there is a rapid mixing here and there is a slow mixing in this flocculation tank. Okay, the reason behind that, once again, I will explain here the overall working of this. When we add the coagulant here with the help of this particular nozzle, so there are different methods that we will see in afterwards, the mixing of this coagulant in the water. If we When we mix this coagulant inside the water, at that time what will happen, this coagulant will come here, but if you do not agitate this water rapidly or do not mix this water rapidly, what is going to happen, this coagulant will remain as it is here, and it is a rapid process chemical reaction. So the overall coagulant, whatever we have added here, it will not get dispersed throughout the water, and there will not be a uniform distribution of the coagulant inside the water. So what will happen because of that, the coagulant will act only on this portion of water, and other water it remain unchanged, it will remain unreacted, and the process of coagulation and flocculation, it is not going to occur here. So achieve that efficiency, what we do the agitation of water or rapid mixing of the water with the help of different means. One of that is by using such kind of mixer. Okay, this is called as the flash mixer, which works on the motor, electric motor. So this flash mixer, it mixes the water rapidly, so that whatever the coagulant is coming here, it will get mixed throughout the water. And once this coagulant is mixed throughout the water, it will come in contact with that negative ion charged particles, which will neutralize that particle, right? And when after that this water is coming here into the second tank, which is called as the flocculation tank. In the flocculation tank, what we do here, we do the flocculation of the water, or whatever the particles now that have been neutralized. So we have to bring that particles closer to each other. Though these particles have been neutralized here, but these particles are possessing very low specific gravity, and because of that, the chances of settling is very low. Unless and until we bring these suspended particles close to each other, they will not form a flock, and unless and until the flock is formed, there is very less chance for the sedimentation of this particle. ओके, जोपर्यंत आपण हे पार्टिकल एकमेकांच्या जवळ आणत नाही तोपर्यंत काय होईल, हे सेटल होणार नाहीयेत. ओके, चार्ज न्यूट्रलायझेशन केल्यानंतर द चान्सेस ऑफ ॲग्लोमेरेशन ऑफ द पार्टिकल इन्क्रीजेस. ठीक आहे, एकमेकांना त्यांचं अटॅचमेंट त्या ठिकाणी वाढू शकतं, आणि ज्यावेळेस 2 किंवा 3 पार्टिकल किंवा जास्त पार्टिकल एकमेकांना अटॅच होतात, ॲट दॅट टाइम the weight of the particle will increase and they will start to settle down, but the settling is not to be carried out here.
हॅलो सर, आवाज येत नाही तुमचा.
Yes, so I was telling you about this. Here in the diagram, below diagram also you can see the first part is addition of the coagulant. So these red color particles are nothing but these are the colloidal particles or very fine suspended particles or the impurities present in water. When we add this coagulant inside this water, at that time this coagulant particle which is possessing positive charge and this impurity is possessing negative charge, they will get connected to each other, and the charge neutralization will occur here. What happens? Charge neutralization. So the negative particles in early previously, they were repelling to each other. Now the repulsion, it will vanish completely here, and the particles now they can come closer to each other and they can form a lump. Okay, lump formation, or we can say flock formation, agglomeration. This is going to happen in this flocculation tank. So here, instead of doing rapid mixing, what we do here, we do the slow mixing of the uh, agitation of the water. Okay. These are the paddles, and this is the electric motor. So with the help of this electric motor, this paddle will move in the water. They will start steering the water, but with the slow speed. ओके, या ठिकाणी जो आपण रॅपिड स्पीडने या ठिकाणी मोशन करत होतो, त्याच्याऐवजी आपण काय करतो, या ठिकाणी स्लो मोशन मध्ये मिक्सिंग करतोय. सो त्याचं रिझन काय आहे त्याच्यामागचं, आय टोल्ड यू the reason behind that, if we do it the rapid mixing here inside this, whatever the flock have been formed here, that flock is going to, जो फ्लॉक आपण या ठिकाणी ऑटोमॅटिक तयार झालेला आहे बाय तो फ्लॉक जो आहे तो रॅपिड मिक्सिंग केल्यानंतर काय होईल, या ठिकाणी टर्ब्युलन्स क्रिएट होईल, अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस टर्ब्युलन्स दिस फ्लॉक इज गोइंग टू गेट ब्रेक. आणि हा जर फ्लॉक ब्रेक झाला तर देन द पर्पज ऑफ सेडिमेंटेशन इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू ऑकर, कारण त्याचं वेट कमी होईल, साईज कमी होईल आणि त्याचं वेट पण कमी होईल. आणि सेडिमेंटेशन जे आहे ते प्रॉपर सेडिमेंटेशन दॅट इज नॉट गोइंग टू अचीव. सो व्हॉट इज द पर्पज, बेसिक पर्पज इज that will not be fulfilled here. So why to we should go for the slow mixing then. मिक्सिंग करायची काय गरज आहे, ओके, या ठिकाणी किंवा स्लो ॲजिटेशन करण्याची काय गरज आहे. सी हियर विदाउट ॲजिटेशन द चान्स ऑफ the particle coming closer to each other is very less. But when we rotate the water with a slow motion, what is going to happen? The probability of the collision of the particle increases here. जे पार्टिकल या ठिकाणी आहेत सस्पेंडेड कंडिशनमध्ये, जे आपण मोशनमध्ये आल्यानंतर काय त्यांचे एकमेकांवरती कोलिजन होण्याची प्रोबॅबिलिटी त्या ठिकाणी वाढते. अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट वन्स दे गेट कोलाइड ऑन इच अदर दे आर गोइंग टू फॉर्म फ्लॉक. त्या ठिकाणी त्यांचं फ्लॉक फॉर्मेशन हे त्या ठिकाणी जास्त होतं. अँड वन्स दिस फ्लॉक इज फॉर्म then in the third tank, which is called as the secondary sedimentation tank, in this sedimentation tank the settling of this flock it is going to occur. Now the flock is become bigger in size, its size has been increased, its weight has been increased. So these particles they will settle here inside this sedimentation tank. Okay, so this is the overall process working of this coagulation and flocculation, right? So now here, just overview we have seen about this. Now we'll see again in somewhat details about coagulation and flocculation separately. So first of all, we will see colloidal destabilization, or which is called as the uh, coagulation. Okay. So as I have told, the colloids are stable in nature. Why they are stable? Because they possess negative force and they repel each other. Repulsive force आहे तो. Okay. Whenever two same charges come closer, they repel each other. Either it may be negative charge or it may be positive charge. म्हणजे दोन पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज जरी जवळ आले तरी ते एकमेकांना रिपल करतील, किंवा दोन निगेटिव्ह चार्ज जरी जवळ आले तरी ते एकमेकांना रिपल करतील. सो हिअर दिस impurities which are present in water they generally possess the negative charge, so they repel each other and they remain stable in the water. So here the process of neutralization of repulsive force is called as the destabilization. Okay, destabilization म्हणजे काय, त्यांची स्टॅबिलिटी आपल्याला रिड्यूस करायची आहे. How we are going to reduce that stability? By neutralizing the charges. त्या पार्टिकल्स वरती प्रेझेंट असलेले जे चार्ज आहेत ते आपण काय करतो या ठिकाणी न्यूट्रलाइज करतोय. So destabilization is achieved by process called as the coagulation. So how we are achieving this destabilization or the neutralization of the charges? By addition of coagulant. Okay, how this coagulant is going to destabilize it or neutralize it? Because coagulant possesses the positive charge. So here we will see how it neutralizes the positive charge. Here in this diagram, you can see who is there, voice is coming. See here, this negative charged particles are there. Okay, these are the negative charged particles or the impurities present in water, and this is positively charged uh, coagulant. Alum, this is aluminium. Aluminium's positive ion, cations. Okay, positive ions they will attach to this, and the charge neutralization is going to occur here. Okay, so negatively charged stable colloidals plus positively charged uh, coagulant, they are going to form a neutralized particles, and they will agglomerate and they are going to form a flock. Okay, so this is nothing but it is coagulation process. Now again here come back. So this will reduce the, so I have already explained this, not necessary to repeat it again. Now come to the next slide, agglomeration or flocculation or forming a flock. So this is the second step, that is formation of the flock. And how it is done? Here you can see agglomeration is slow process and they need to help to accelerate the agglomeration. जे त्या ठिकाणी निगेटिव्हली चार्ज न्यूट्रलाइज पार्टिकल तयार झालेले आहेत ना, त्यांचं त्या ठिकाणी ॲग्लोमरेशन होणं गरजेचं आहे. ॲग्लोमरेशन म्हणजे काय, कमिंग क्लोज टू इच अदर, सो दॅट इज ॲग्लोमरेशन. ते ॲक्सेलरेट करण्यासाठी, त्याची गती वाढवण्यासाठी आपल्याला काय करायला पाहिजे, पाणी जे आहे ते पाणी आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी वी हॅव टू स्टीर दिस वॉटर, STIRR, steering of the water gently or slowly, so that these particles they will come close to each other, and this process, agitation of water with slow speed, is called as the flocculation. Okay, it is the slow steering of or gentle agitation of aggregate. So this mixing increases the collision. हे मिक्सिंगमुळे काय होतं या ठिकाणी, collision between the particles it increases, and it helps to agglomerate. Okay, notice that rapid mixing will destroy the flock. रॅपिड मिक्सिंग जर केलं तर तो जो फ्लॉक तयार झालेला आहे तो काय होईल त्या ठिकाणी, इट विल डिस्ट्रॉय. सो रॅपिड मिक्सिंग करायचं नाही आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी, वी हॅव टू गो फॉर द जेंटल मिक्सिंग ऑफ द वॉटर. Now let us see what are the different types of coagulants that can be used for the coagulation purpose. Coagulants are nothing but these are the chemicals that are added to stabilize the colloids, right? So these coagulants are generally made up of the aluminum or iron salts. The most common coagulants are this is the list of the coagulants which are commonly used. That is aluminum sulfate, sodium aluminate, polyaluminum chloride, ferric sulfate, ferric chloride, ferrous sulfate. These are the chemical formulas or composition of these different coagulant. Okay. In our syllabus, we are going to see two coagulants, aluminum sulfate and ferric chloride. Okay. See here, formula for the aluminum sulfate, Al2SO4 thrice 18H2O. So this formula you have to remember for the aluminum sulfate. So we are going to see in the details afterwards. Most common forms, in which form it is available. So this aluminum sulfate, or it is also called as the alum, तुरटी आपण जे म्हणतो, it is generally available in the lumps or it is available in the powder form. Okay, and its pH is acidic. Then sodium aluminate, it is available in powder form, and polyaluminum chloride, it is available in either in solution or it is in powder form. Ferric sulfate, it is available in small crystals. Ferric chloride, it is available in the lumps or solution, and ferrous sulfate, it is available in small crystals. And this is the pH of the water, that is pH of this coagulant. When we add this coagulant in the water, the pH is going to become acidic or alkaline depending upon the type of coagulant it is added there. Now here we are going to see the aluminum sulfate in our syllabus. It is there, and question may be asked on this. It is most commonly used coagulant. In our domestic purpose also we use this coagulant during the rainy season. पावसाळ्यामध्ये आपण ज्यावेळेस घरी आपल्या नळाला किंवा जे पाणी आपण आणतो ते जर गढूळ पाणी असेल तर त्याच्यामध्ये आपण तुरटीचा खडा आपण पाण्यामध्ये फिरवतो. मग ज्यावेळेस आपण ते पाण्यामध्ये तुरटी ऍड करतो त्यावेळेस त्या ठिकाणी ऍक्च्युअलमध्ये काय प्रोसेस होते, ऍक्च्युअल दॅट इज नथिंग बट कोअग्युलेशन. ओके, आपण पाण्यामध्ये तुरटी टाकतो म्हणजेच काय करतोय आपण त्या ठिकाणी, वी आर डुईंग द कोअग्युलेशन ऑफ द वॉटर. ओके, अँड तुरटी जी आहे दॅट इज नथिंग बट दिस ॲल्युमिनियम सल्फेट ऑर ॲलम, अँड इट इज नथिंग बट इट इज अ कोअग्युलंट. ओके, तर त्या ठिकाणी केमिकल रिएक्शन काय होते आणि पाणी त्या ठिकाणी कसं शुद्ध होतं तर त्याची केमिकल रिएक्शन आपल्याला पाहायला भेटते. इट इज अ मोस्ट कॉमन अँड युनिव्हर्सल कोअग्युलंट अँड इट रिक्वायर्स द प्रेझेन्स ऑफ अल्कलिनिटी इन द वॉटर टू फॉर्म द फ्लॉक. पाण्यामध्ये अल्कलिनिटी असणं गरजेचं आहे आणि जनरली पाण्यामध्ये अल्कलिनिटी प्रेझेंट असते इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बायकार्बोनेट. ओके, कॅल्शियम बायकार्बोनेट असेल किंवा सोडियम बायकार्बोनेट असेल, these are the salts which are present in the water. Okay, hardness producing some chemicals or compounds are there. Generally these are present in water. If they are present in very less quantity or the water is having very less alkalinity, at that time we should add this calcium bicarbonate inside the water, but generally it is present in the water. Okay, this is the temporary hardness producing substance, calcium bicarbonate. When we add the alum inside the water, so this is going to react with this calcium bicarbonate, and it is going to form the aluminum hydroxide. Okay, which is insoluble in water, and it is a flock. Okay, a flock त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतो, and the particles they will get flock. This the flock which is formed here, it is sticky in nature, and these particles they will get stuck to that flock which is formed, gelatinous substance, it is going to occur there, form there, because of this hydrogen aluminum hydroxide. Okay, and again calcium sulfate is going to form there. म्हणजे परमनंट हार्डनेस हा त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतो. See here, this was the temporary hardness, calcium bicarbonate, and from this calcium, this part is going to get replaced with this sulfate, and this calcium bicarbonate, instead of this calcium sulfate, it is going to occur there. So you can say it is one drawback of this process, that permanent hardness of the water, it is going to increase there somewhat, because this temporary hardness, it can be removed by boiling the water. But to remove this permanent hardness, we will require to add some chemicals to remove this permanent hardness. Okay, and then 18 H2Os and 6 CO2, म्हणजे हे केमिकल रिएक्शन ज्यावेळेस ऑकर होते त्यावेळेस हे पाणी पण त्या ठिकाणी काही मॉलिक्युल्स तयार होतात आणि कार्बन डायऑक्साईड पण त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतो. So this is the overall chemical reaction, and this is the main important, more important part from our coagulation point of view. Aluminum hydroxide, this is nothing but it is a flock, and because of this flock, there will occur the charge neutralization of the impurities present in the water, and agglomeration is going to occur inside the water. Okay, आणि तुम्ही त्या ठिकाणी पाहू शकताय तुरटी फिरवल्यानंतर थोड्या वेळानंतर पाणी आपलं तसं स्थिर असतं ते माठामध्ये वगैरे, तर ते थोड्या वेळानंतर ते त्यात जे प्रेझेंट असलेले सस्पेंडेड इम्प्युरिटीज आहेत, कोलॉइडल इम्प्युरिटीज, हे काय होतात त्या ठिकाणी तळाला जाऊन साठतात. ओके, तुम्हाला ते पाहायला भेटू शकते त्या ठिकाणी. ते खाली जे साठलेलं असतं दॅट इज नथिंग बट इट इज अ फ्लॉक. ओके, since the coagulation reaction results in the decrease in the pH त्या ठिकाणी कमी होते, so it is common practice to add the lime. पाण्यामध्ये हे लाईम जो आहे इट इज अल्कलाइन इन नेचर, so generally it may be added inside the water. Okay, lime together with the coagulant to increase the pH वाढवण्यासाठी, consequently countering the effect of pH decrease. ओके, हे कशासाठी करायचं ऍड, जर आपण हे अल्कलाइन सबस्टन्स जर त्या ठिकाणी ऍड नाही केलं तर पाण्याची पीएच त्या ठिकाणी कमी होते. पाण्याची पीएच कमी होते म्हणजेच काय, वॉटर बिकम ऍसिडिक इन नेचर, अँड वन्स द वॉटर बिकम ऍसिडिक इन नेचर, वी हॅव सीन दॅट व्हॉट आर द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ऍसिडिक वॉटर. ओके, ऍसिडिक वॉटरचे कोणकोणते त्या ठिकाणी इफेक्ट आहेत किंवा परिणाम आहेत हे आपण युनिट नंबर 1 मध्ये पाहिलेले आहेत. व्हॉट आर दॅट इफेक्ट, दिस ऍसिडिक वॉटर इज गोइंग टू अफेक्ट ऑन द म्युकस मेम्ब्रेन इन ह्युमन बॉडीज. आपल्या शरीरामध्ये जो म्युकस मेम्ब्रेन असतो त्याच्यावरती तो अफेक्ट करतो. ओके, देन it will increase the corrosion of the metallic components which are present in the that our treatment plant or in the distribution network. ज्या ज्या ठिकाणी मेटॅलिक पार्ट आहे, आयर्न लोखंडाचा वगैरे काही स्टीलचा पार्ट असेल त्या ठिकाणी करोजन हे त्या ठिकाणी काय वाढतं, हे ऍसिडिक नेचरमुळे त्या ठिकाणी वाढतं. ओके, सो टू अवॉइड दिस कॉन्सिक्वेन्सेस ऑफ दिस ऍसिडिक नेचर ऑफ द वॉटर, what we do the addition of some alkaline substances like lime, that is calcium hydroxide. Okay, so what are the advantages and disadvantages of this alum? So that we'll see here. First advantages. The first advantage of the alum is it is very cheap in as compared to the other coagulants. So it can be. Then it is easy to handle and store. So very skilled persons are not required for the handling and then for the treatment and storing of this coagulant, that is alum. Okay, it produces the effective flock. Then it also remove the color and improve taste. पाण्याचा कलर त्या ठिकाणी रिमूव्ह हे कलर पण त्या ठिकाणी रिमूव्ह करण्याचं काम करतो आणि पाण्याची टेस्ट पण त्या ठिकाणी इम्प्रूव्ह करतो. सो दीज आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ द ॲलम. व्हॉट आर द डिसएडवांटेज नाउ? It imparts the permanent hardness. Okay, so right now I have told you in that chemical reaction there is a formation of calcium sulfate. So this calcium sulfate is nothing but it is a permanent hardness in the water. So it is going to occur there. Water becomes corrosive because of the evolution of the CO2. So in that chemical reaction, we have seen on the RHS right hand side of the equation, there is evolution of the carbon dioxide. And because of that carbon dioxide, when it will react with the water, it is going to form a carbonic acid, and water is going to become the acidic in nature. Okay, it become corrosive. Acidic means corrosive means it become acidic in nature. It is difficult to dewater the sludge form. So whatever the sludge it is formed there, so it is somewhat difficult to dewater that sludge. So these are the limitations or the what we can say disadvantages of the aluminum sulfate. or the alum. Okay, we are going to see one more coagulant here, and that is ferrous sulfate. Okay, this ferrous sulfate, or it is also called as the copras, this is generally used in the wastewater treatment. वेस्ट मध्ये जे आपण कॉग्युलेशन प्रॉक्युलेशन त्या ठिकाणी होतो करतो आपण त्याच्यामध्ये हा फेरस सल्फेट हा जनरली वापरला जातो बट इट इज नॉट दॅट इट कॅनॉट बी यूज फॉर दी फ्रेश वॉटर ऑल्सो ओके इट कॅन बी यूज so how the chemical reaction occurs and how it is going to form the flock. So let us see this equation here, chemical reaction. This is a ferrous sulfate. Okay, ferrous sulfate with 7H2O, and when it reacts with the calcium hydroxide present in water or added in water, uh, this ferrous sulfate, it is going to form to the ferrous hydroxide. त्या फेरस सल्फेटचं या ठिकाणी काय होतं फेरस हायड्रॉक्साईड तयार होतो and this ferrous hydroxide is nothing but it is one kind of flock. Okay, it is very efficient in nature but it is not stable. Okay, it is very unstable in nature. It will react with water. Again it will react with water, and this ferrous hydroxide, it is going to form a ferric hydroxide. See here, there is a difference in these two. It is a ferrous hydroxide and this is ferric. See the chemical composition also. So number of hydroxide ions have been increased here. OH thrice is there. In ferrous hydroxide there is OH twice, and in ferric hydroxide there is OH thrice. Okay, so you should remember this, the difference between these two, ferrous hydroxide and ferric hydroxide. Now this ferric hydroxide, it is much more stable as compared to this ferrous hydroxide. Again this is a flock. आपण काय त्या ठिकाणी फ्लॉक आहे इट इज अ जिलॅटिनस सबस्टन्स. जिलॅटिनस सबस्टन्स म्हणजे काय चिकट असा त्या ठिकाणी एक पदार्थ, तरल पदार्थ त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतो पाण्यामध्ये आणि ते जे इम्प्युरिटीज मॉलिक्युल्स आहेत हे त्याच्यामध्ये अडकतात आणि ते सेटल होतात खाली. ठीक आहे. अगेन देर इज अ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कॅल्शियम सल्फेट which imparted the permanent hardness to the water and release of the 7H2O. Here this ferrous hydroxide which is unstable in nature, it will react with the dissolved oxygen. जो पाण्यामध्ये dissolved oxygen present आहे त्याच्यावर तो react होतो प्लस पाण्याचे दोन मॉलिक्युल याच्यावर react होतो आणि it is going to form a stable substance which is ferric hydroxide. Okay, and this is also a flock which form the satisfactory gelatinous flock. Okay, but it is heavier than the alum. So let us see the comparison between these two, aluminum sulfate and this ferrous sulfate. Okay, comparison between these two substances, coagulants. Iron salts form a heavy flock. Iron salts मुळे त्या ठिकाणी काय होतं हेवी फ्लॉक तयार होतो, त्याचं वेट जास्त असतं as compared to the alum, hence more solids are removed. Okay, so iron salt जे आहेत किंवा हा फेरस सॉल्ट, फेरिक सॉल्ट, याच्यामध्ये जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये फ्लॉक तयार होतो आणि त्यामुळे काय होतं मोर सेटलिंग ऑफ द पार्टिकल्स इट इज गोइंग टू ऑकर देअर. ओके, so less than 1 minute is remain. This session may end at any time. You have to rejoin once again to the session. Okay, then again iron salts are mostly used in wastewater but alums are used in the freshwater treatment. So I have told you iron salts can work efficiently over the wide range of pH. ओके, जसं ॲल्युमिनियम जे आहेत ते आपल्याला त्याची ऍसिडिक वॉटर क्रिएट करतात आणि याची एफिशियन्सी कमी होते. पाणी जसं जास्त ऍसिडिक व्हायला लागेल तसं एफिशियन्सी कमी व्हायला लागते. बट आयर्न सॉल्ट जो आहे इट कॅन बी वर्क एफिशियंटली फॉर द वाइडर रेंज ऑफ पीएच. ओके, so that is the advantage of using this aluminum salt. Aluminum salt is more economical than the alum. Alum peksha ha it is just economical in comparison to cost. Handling of iron salts require more skill, but no skill is required for the alum. Alum handling करण्यासाठी आपल्याला स्किल लेबरची गरज नाहीये, but somewhat skill is required for the addition of the alum salt.